So welcome back to DecoyNoise and another episode of Am I the Antagonist? And am I the antagonist for telling people about my sister's weight loss surgery after she body shamed my boyfriend? So as always, we read the story, then we take it over to Decoy Court where I give you my knee-jerk reaction. I read over some of the top comments and the controversial comments, then I read your comments down below, but let's go ahead and get to the story right now. So, OP wrote, made a throwaway. FYI, my sister and I have almost never gotten along well, and we're not close at all. My sister is a 28-year-old female, and I'm a 25-year-old female. She's the type of person who always compares herself to others and puts down other people to lift herself up. She makes snide remarks about appearances, relationships, people's kids, etc., and she's been like this forever. My parents always kind of coddled us growing up, and we grew up in a well-off, privileged household. We had more opportunity than most, and I kind of think this made her have a big head. When my sister was in high school, she was very overweight. My parents ended up paying for her to get weight loss surgery at 18 and then paid for a personal trainer for her for like 3 years and also partially paid for the excess skin removal. She looks great now, but other than immediate family, pretty much no one knows about it, and she tells people her weight loss was diet and going to the gym. I've been dating my boyfriend for a little over a year. We've been living together for a few months. He's insecure about being heavyset and asked me to start working out with him a couple weeks ago since our gym reopened. I agreed and we started going together, and he's been really good about working out even though he had some anxieties about it first. He's lost almost 10 pounds so far. This past weekend, I was at a family get-together at my parents' house. Yes, I know the lockdown's still very much a thing, but our state reopening for now. My boyfriend couldn't come, but my sister plus her boyfriend, aunt and uncle, 3 cousins, and one of their wives and parents were there. We were catching up and I mentioned my boyfriend and I were working out together. My sister said something along the lines of, "Oh, thank goodness, he really needs it." I asked what that meant, and she said people like him are so at risk for diabetes, and he was so unhealthy before, and he obviously had a problem. I should also say, while he's overweight, he's not morbidly obese or anything. I got angry and kind of loudly said that not everyone could have their parents pay for weight loss surgery. She got all sheepish and asked for me to quiet down, but I told her she's such a hypocrite and had no room to talk about unhealthy lifestyles when she needed surgery for being pre-diabetic at 18. At this point, everyone was listening and my mom stepped in to separate us. My sister stormed out of the room and my mom said I shouldn't have announced her surgery to the house and she wasn't trying to be offensive, which I think is BS. I refused to apologize and left. I don't want to play these little games with her anymore. Am I the antagonist here? So as always, gotta take the case and rush it over to Decoy Court where I'm gonna give you my knee-jerk reaction. And I'll say is, whenever these stories pop up where they start with like 2 or 3 Lord of the Rings sized paragraphs illustrating their dislike of somebody, you already know where it's kind of going. And you know, the story ends with "don't body shame my boyfriend," all while dedicating an entire paragraph body shaming her sister, which is, you know, I get while she illustrated that the sister is, you know, always comparing themselves to other people and belittles others to propel her ego higher. So I just feel like OP kind of had this comment already loaded in the chamber, ready to rock. Like, you know, what's that Yu-Gi-Oh meme where they say, "You activated my trap card," where, you know, the sister, yeah, they're going into old habits, being a jerk, but her reaction to him not working out is pretty mild, saying like almost maybe sharing their experience with like pre-diabetes or something. Obviously, with her history, she probably was doing it to be a jerk, but you know, it was unnecessary and mean, but mild. But OP blasting her history with her weight situation and the surgeries she received while she was younger, and for everyone to hear, that's pretty extreme. And it's like, you know, I understand due to those original paragraphs right there that OP doesn't like the sister, but I gotta go ahead and say, in the court of Am I the Antagonist, everyone sucks here. Everyone sucks. The sister sucks for constantly needing to put others down for the sake of making themselves feel better, but OP sucks for outing the sister's medical history to make sure the sister knows her place regarding fitness. Like, how dare you, can't talk about any of that stuff. You need these things, leave my boyfriend alone type of thing, you know? I don't see any world where you out someone like that and you're the good guy. But maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. Earn yourself the Decoy coin, because we take a short break right now. And I just do that so you have an opportunity to drop your comment before we read those top comments and the controversial comments, because oftentimes we'll read something here and just change our mind about things. We kind of become enlightened to somebody else's perspective, maybe someone that's closer to the story. But as always, I try to say, make sure you subscribe with the notifications on, because a lot of my people that like my content and comment on everything are telling me they just don't see me there in feed anymore. So that's a little disconcerting, but I'm always going to do the channel because I enjoy doing it. So let's take that break and go to the top comment, because the top comment says, "Not the antagonist. Some people need to be hit with the harsh truth every now and then to come back down to reality." And here's the thing is, yes, it is like, you know, it's it's a part of growing up, maybe, where they always coddle the kids and they're used to just being snarky with each other. Now they're 28 and 25 years old. So I can kind of see the situation where finally OP puts a foot down and says, I'm not playing that anymore. You're not doing this anymore. I'm going to make this hurt 10 times harder than you're ever going to do with your little snarky comments to put people down. You're not doing it to my boyfriend. I'm standing up for myself. So I do understand why this is happening. So, you know, yeah, you're the antagonist here. Everyone sucks here in this situation, but maybe this will be for the greater good in the long run. But let's go ahead and read the next reply saying, nice. Not the antagonist. Some people need to be knocked down a peg or two. People who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, or sooner or later, someone will lob one towards you. She of all people should learn to keep her mouth shut instead of judging others. OP, you did her a favor. Maybe now she'll get off her high horse before someone else calls her out. Not the antagonist. Well done. And I still think that, like, you know, you can be the justified antagonist. I do need to make that other graphic of people being, you know, the antagonist, but they were justified and they should have been the antagonist. But I don't really think this is a good thing where we should be patting them on the back saying, like, yeah, they had it coming, so go ahead and be the jerk here, because it's a little bit of a gray area, especially because I kind of see the thing is she always didn't like the sister, and she had that, like, loaded in the chamber. She was ready to go with that at a moment's notice, and it was just like, oh yeah, your boyfriend, he's kind of unhealthy. It's good that he started working out. Let's go, like, you know what I mean? So, lost that. So let's go ahead and read the next top reply saying, not the antagonist. She had it coming. If you had plastic surgery or something similar, you're in no position to body shame. I mean, I'm a little bit more lax on that. You can get plastic surgery and get, like, a nose job, or get, like, you know, liposuction, or get the gastric bypass, and it's like, you're in no position to body shame, but I don't want to make that a thing where it's like, if you get that, you're no longer entitled to say these things. It's a part of life, but whatever. Let's go to the next reply saying, I would put a caveat in there saying with plastic surgery for a non-threatening reason. So that's the thing, is like, yeah, that's exactly what I was saying, is there could be exceptions to the rule saying, so if someone gets gastric bypass to lose weight, no longer can they speak on somebody being pre-diabetic. Like, if you don't put the background in this story where the sister's always mean to people and pulling people down, if she got gastric bypass surgery and she's like, yeah, I lost a lot of weight, or your boyfriend's finally losing a lot of weight, that's good, because remember, I was pre-diabetic and I had this thing and now he's going through the same thing. So it could have been a positive thing, but I don't know, like, it seems that they have a lot of audacity towards each other, and they just always, this fight was just, it was destined to happen. But, you know, let's go ahead and read the next top comment, which is, not the antagonist. Your sister should have seen how hypocritical she was being. The reply was, she probably did, but didn't expect anyone to call her out on it, which is likely the scenario where people just, if they've been coddled, like OP said, and they always had it good that no one's going to be mean to them, they can be mean to everybody else, they can just be the bully, and it'll never catch up to them until you're 28 years old at a family reunion, and your sister's just been harboring this resentment for quite some time. But as always, the top comments give us, you know, pretty much the straight edge, the likely answer, but maybe we'll get some more interesting replies, maybe someone that's closer to the situation that's going to have, like, you know, a controversial opinion in the controversial section that's actually going to give us more value than what just everybody else is saying. But the top controversial comment is someone that got lots of downvotes and saying, everyone sucks here. She was absolutely trying to be offensive, but so were you. And here's the thing is, that's exactly what I said, and this person got negative votes, so I'm guessing my video will probably get downvoted as well, because I have this unpopular opinion. But it's just one of those situations that, yeah, she had it coming, but everybody sucks here, and we're not saying that's not bad to be the antagonist, it's just something that happened. And the next reply of that would be, don't dish it out if you can't take it. The sister had it coming, and she's old enough to know to close her mouth at 25 years old. Which is true, which is true. Next controversial reply was, everyone sucks here. She was rude and unkind. You were wrong to reveal private medical information out of spite. And here's the weird thing, is that other reply got negative 30 points for saying essentially the same thing as the other person saying. They got upvoted 323 votes, and that's just the idea of them saying that, yeah, you're revealing medical information about this person. It's very private, and it's very, like, you know, it's someone saying, yeah, it's good that he's losing weight is way different than saying, well, you had surgery and you had this issue. Like, that's a bit more. But let's go ahead and read a reply to that, because everybody's getting downvoted for replying to that other guy saying, hey, don't reveal someone's medical information. This person said, I agree, everyone sucks here. The sister more so. While the sister rightfully deserved being called out, it doesn't make it any less of an antagonist move. It just came off as immature to me. They got downvotes, but that was kind of the, I don't want to say the immature response. Like, everybody else kind of knows about it. The mom does. Everybody's just kind of being polite. Like, okay, she's a jerk. Let her be a jerk. It doesn't benefit us all to like, you know, blast her for things in the past. But it's just, I don't know. Sometimes Reddit can get in one way. Like, how dare you? She had it coming. Get the torch, get the pitchfork. We're ready to rock. I can't put them back right now. We already lit the torch. We can't put it away now. But the next reply was, this is also what I was thinking. The sister was extremely rude, but telling someone's personal information without their consent is never okay. Everyone sucks here. And they got negative 23 points for that, for echoing the same thing the other person said. They got 300 upvotes. Sometimes Reddit doesn't make any sense right now, but let's go ahead and read the next controversial reply, which is, everyone sucks here, but don't get me wrong. She absolutely deserved it. She needed to be brought down a peg. Okay, yeah, that's true. And the next reply was, I think you know it wasn't your place to announce her surgery, but I also totally understand why you did. You and your sister are, I'm afraid, both antagonists here. The difference is you're a justified one, and I don't blame you in the least. Still means we end up at everyone sucks here, though. And this person got 18 votes, but they're in the controversial section, but this is entirely my sentiment here, because they're both the antagonists. They're both being mean when they could have been nice, and it doesn't benefit a family gathering. They said, like, you know, their lockdown restrictions were easing up, so it's likely the first time they've gotten together in a very long time. You just want to say, hey, look, government says we can meet up together. Finally, let's go ahead and have it because I miss my family. Let's all be together. Now you want to ruin that family get-together because your sister is going to, as always, put people down for the sake of making her ego feel a little bit better. You know, she's immature, whatever. But she had this thing in the chamber for such a long time that she needed to make sure that she felt the full brunt of her dissatisfaction with her sister's behavior. Like, this is going to be the time. This is the hill I die on. You will not make fun of my boyfriend for his weight loss attempt. I get why that's there, but everybody kind of is the antagonist here. Everyone sucks here. We can't just say, you gotta call it how you see it, where just because they're justified, just because it was the right thing doesn't mean that they are. Like, you know, I am the antagonist probably 99% of the time because that's the way I am. I don't try to stray from it. It's one of those things where it's like, if you can't really see yourself for who you are, then you're destined to make the same mistakes over and over. And it's just a situation where I wouldn't want to be here and say, hey, as long as you can justify it, you can do bad things, which is, I think, the wrong lesson to learn. But as always, maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. Give me your feedback down below. Earn yourself that Decoy coin because I do want to hear your feedback. But as always, if you made it this far in the video, I appreciate you hanging out with me, watching Furlough DecoyNoise, watching Midnight DecoyNoise, watching DecoyNoise, whatever this version of it is right here. But I do appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Make sure you subscribe with the notifications on because I do like being able to reach out to you guys even if the YouTube algorithm kind of punishes me. Go over to r/DecoyNoise if you want to submit your story as well. But if nothing else, put this on autoplay and watch the next episode of DecoyNoise coming up next.